And welcome to this knowledge area K10, where we need to get into the understanding of our users' needs and put them front and centre. And just take a look at this sentence. It's another biggie, how the user experience sits at the heart of modern development practices in terms of strategies to understand diverse user needs, accessibility, and how to drive adoption. So it's a big sentence, but it does mean a lot. So welcome to this module on understanding how the user experience, or UX, sits at the heart of modern development practices. In this session, we will explore strategies to understand diverse user needs, ensure accessibility, and drive adoption of products and services. Emphasizing UX is crucial for creating products that meet user expectations, provide value, and achieve high levels of user satisfaction and engagement. That's a lot, isn't it? Well, the first thing we need to look at is to understand diverse user needs. What does this mean, and what do we have to do to achieve this? User needs refer to the requirements and preferences that users have when interacting with a product or service. Understanding these needs is essential for designing solutions that are intuitive, useful, and most of all, satisfying. So let's take a look at some of the strategies to understand user needs. The first we can take a look at is user research. Interviews is always something to take a look at. Conducting one-on-one interviews with users to gather in-depth insights into their behaviours, needs and their pain points. Whilst one-to-one interviews are great for those in a locality close to you, distributing surveys to a much broader audience will allow you to collect quantitative data from a much wider group to understand their preferences and experiences. Focus groups is another area to concentrate on, facilitating group discussions to explore user options and attitudes about the product. Another strategy is to develop personas. Developing detailed personas representing different segments of the user population. These personas help teams empathize with users and make design decisions that address specific needs and contexts. What about journey mapping? Creating user journey maps really allow you to visualize the steps that users take when interacting with the product, starting from when they log into the application to when they leave the application, helping you identify pain points, opportunities for improvement, and critical touch points. And finally, we can look at analytics. And now it's time to dive into your toolkit. You can use analytics tools to track user behavior and interactions with your product. Analyzing this data provides insights into how users engage with your product and where they encounter issues. The next thing that we need to do, and really important, is to ensure accessibility. This is where you really need to be able to empathize with your users. Accessibility ensures that products and services can be used by people with diverse abilities, including those with disabilities. Making products accessible is not only a legal requirement in many regions, but also an ethical obligation to ensure inclusivity. When we look at the strategies involved in this, we can look at an inclusive design, which when we break it down means adopting an inclusive design approach that considers the needs of all potential users from the outset. This involves designing products that are flexible and adaptable to different user needs and preferences. And there are guidelines for this, the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, or WCAG. By following these WCAG standards, you ensure that your digital products meet the accessibility criteria. WCAG provide guidelines on making content perceivable, operable, understandable, and robust for all users. And of course, we need to make sure that we carry out some accessibility testing. by conducting regular accessibility testing using tools like screen readers and automated accessibility checkers, as well as involving users with disability in usability tests to gain direct feedback on any accessibility issues. Finally, for this section, we can take a look at training and awareness. This is all about educate, educate, and educate to build in that empathy. By educating the development team about accessibility principles and best practices, you're encouraging a culture of inclusivity and empathy within the organization. The next big area we need to look at is driving adoption. When we dig a little bit deeper, we can see that driving adoption will involve encouraging users to embrace and regularly use the product. Successful adoption is going to rely on delivering a positive user experience that meets user needs and expectations. So what strategies are there to drive adoption? What do they say about first impressions? Well, user onboarding then is really important. Designing an effective onboarding process that guides new users through your product's features and benefits, providing them with tutorials, walkthroughs, and helpful resources to reduce the learning curve. Next up, it's all about feedback, and more feedback. Our continuous improvement, which remember is known as Kaizen. Regularly gathering your user feedback and iterating on the product to address those users' concerns and enhance the functionality of your application, showing users that their feedback is really valued and actually leads to tangible improvements. Always think of features for engagement and retention. Implementing these features that keep users engaged, such as personalized contents, rewards, and regular updates, and use push notifications and email campaigns to keep users informed and engaged with your product. Now, I am sure we can all relate to this one, community building. By fostering a community around your product where your users can share their experiences, ask questions, and provide support to each other. This is creating a sense of belonging and loyalty amongst your users. Now, of course, whilst the theory is very good, it will be much more useful, perhaps, if we take a look at a real-world example. So let's consider building a mobile banking application, and here's how we can apply our discussed strategies. The first thing we'll take a look at is user research. We will conduct interviews and surveys with different user communities, such as young adults, senior people, and maybe those with some disabilities, to understand their banking needs, how they use applications, and what their pain points are. To empathize with our users, we are going to create user personas. Developing personas such as those tech-savvy young people and maybe retired senior citizens, we're able to design the process towards those personas. And of course, we want our application to be accessible by as many people as possible. So we're going to ensure that the application meets the WCAG standards by providing text-to-speech functionality, high contrast modes, and making sure that we have keyboard navigation support built into the application. To ensure that our users' first impressions are a great impression, we're going to look at onboarding, creating an interactive onboarding tutorial that helps our users set up their accounts. They'll be able to navigate key features and understand the security measures that we have implemented to help them. To ensure continuous improvement of our application, we are going to implement analytics. These analytics will monitor user behavior and collect feedback through in-app surveys. We're going to provide regular updates to the app to address user feedback and add in new features that have been requested. And of course, we're really into community building. So we will develop a forum or maybe a social media group where users can share tips, ask questions, and provide feedback. So they really feel part of a community. We'll also organise webinars and question and answer sessions with members from our product team, so the product team can meet the community and the community can meet the people behind the product that they love. Putting your clients front and centre during every phase of the development cycle is going to ensure that you are creating quality code to be used.
All that is left to say is thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this, then you are probably sadder than I first thought. For more of this drivel, please subscribe, like and comment to @TheUrbanPenguin.